どうも、勝手に電力2.0始めたいと思います。今日、1116回目というところで、インドネシアの再エネ事情というところはですね、九電工さんの、在価のところの報告資料のところにですね、少し書いてあるので、このあたりですね、特にやっぱり太陽光だとか、このバイオマスみたいなところが、インドネシア特有のところでかなり増えてくるかなと思うので、このあたりを少しお話しさせてもらおうかなと思っています。実際にこの、まずチャプター3とですね、Renewable Energy of Indonesia, Promotion of Indonesia Utilization, Policy Concerning Renewable Energy Utilization, Current Status of Power Purchase and Sales Price, current condition of tariff, application of tariff to hybrid power plants, systems for renewable energies, system for solar power generation, systems for biomass power generation, system for high power generation ですね。実際この Renewable Energy of Indonesia, Promotion of Renewable Energy Utilization, Policy Concerning Renewable Energy Utilization, September 2022, the Indonesian President enacted the Presidential Regulation number 122 of 2022 on the acceleration of renewable energy development for electric power monitoring PR 112 2022 mandates MEMR to prepare a roadmap that will propose the early elimination of coal-fired power plants. It also advises that when preparing LPTL, PLN should examine renewable energy development according to the target energy mix, which is based on the National General Electricity Plan, RUKN, and consider the electricity supply and demand balance and the economic value of the renewable energy-based plants as a guideline. At the time of preparing this report, the LPTL for 2021 to 2030 that was established by the MEMR decree number 188 is the latest. Biomass power generation is to replace diesel power generation, which is one of the strategic initiatives incorporated in the LPTL 2021 to 2030 to raise the target ratio of renewable energy PLN plants to develop solar power plants to meet the renewable energy goal. PLN is also required to purchase electricity from renewable energy-based power plants. When purchasing electricity from renewable energy power plants, it is done using the direct selection and direct appointment mechanism. Renewable energy includes geothermal, hydroelectronic, solar, wind, biomass, biogas, biomass, ocean, wave, and biofuel. According to GR79, the optimal primary energy mix is to be achieved as follows. A, raise the ratio of new and renewable energy to 23% or more by 2025 and to 31% or more by 2050, as long as the economic value holds. B, reduce the ratio of fossil fuel to 25% or less by 2025 and to 20% or less by 2050. C, reduce the ratio of coal by 30% by 2025 and at least by 25% by 2050. D, reduce the ratio of gas by 22% by 2025 and at least by 24% by 2050. MEMR Reg 39 also stipulates that the government, ministries, and agencies must procure new and renewable energy directly or indirectly and promote energy conservation. When an IPP develops a power plant that utilizes renewable energy, it will receive financial and non-financial incentives. The financial preferential treatments are listed below. A, corporate tax reduction. B, import tariff reduction. C, property tax reduction. D, support for geothermal power development. E, provision of financial support and or security through a government appointment SOE. When a renewable energy-based power plant is developed, Minister of MEMR and the head of ministries and agencies and regional governments must offer support based on their representative authorities. Table 5. Stakeholders associated with incentives. Stakeholders, Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources, presentation of renewable energy-based plants development plan. Ministry of Finance MOL, provision of financial incentives. Ministry of Agrarian Affairs and Spatial Planning, National Land Agency, prioritization of the development of the renewable energy-based power plant. regional government provision of non-financial incentives, a current status of power purchase and sale price fit, PR 122, MAMR Reg 1550 mandate PLN to purchase electricity from power plants that utilize renewable energy from the standpoint of sustainable electric power supply. MEMR Reg 50 regulates electric power purchase, and PLN is required to practice due diligence regarding the IPP's technological and financial abilities. Such due diligence can be practiced through a procurement agent appointed by PLN. Then, purchasing electricity, the electricity sales price must be approved by the Minister of MAMO, and such approval must be obtained within 5 business days from completion of the process. Following documents must be attached to the application for approval of electricity purchase price. A. Developer appointment letter. B. Draft of the PPA. C. Authorization of PLN's BOD. D. Information on the developer's shares held, including the final beneficiaries and management. E. Cost structure of the purchase price and financial model. Current condition of tariff PR 112 lists the standard price for electricity purchase for solar, hydroelectric, geothermal, wind, biomass, and biomass power generation. The standard price is set by power source, power generation capacity, and region. See the table below. And the actual purchase price is set through individual negotiations with PLN or tender, using the standard price as the upper limit. Thus, the presidential regulation does not guarantee the purchase price upper limit to electricity purchase price based on PR to 112. On solar, 1 to 10, 10th year, 1メガワット。基本的にメガワットは小さい方がやっぱり高めですね。11.47US セントっていうところでやっていると。で、11年目から30年目ってところは 6.88 ということで、11年目から30年の20年間がめちゃくちゃ減るって感じですね。だから最初の時にかなり、ビジネス収支が立つようになっている。で、バイオマスの 11.55 円ということで、バイオマスの方がちょっと優遇されてるっていう感じですね。Therefore, solar power plants equipped with battery or other power storage facilities here in after BESS battery energy storage system, the BESS price is decided based on the standard price, which is up to 60% of the power purchase price. If the BESS price is higher than 60% of the power purchase price, the price must be approved by the minister. Application of tariff to hybrid power plants. Thanks to Presidential Regulation 112 above, the tariff for solar power generation combined with BESS will be newly applied, in addition to the conventional electricity sales unit price for solar power generation. However, the unit price for electricity sales for combined power generation method, such as renewable energy power plants introduction for base load, aimed for in this project has not been established. As the ratio of renewable energy power generation increases in the region in the future, the introduction of hybrid power generation, which combines power sources capable of continuous and stable power generation, hydroelectric and biomass, and power facilities with fluctuating output, solar and wind power, will certainly be considered. However, under the current system, the purchase price differs based on the type of power generation, and it is extremely hard to set the purchase price when electricity is produced with multiple generation methods and transmitted together. The proposing corporation has raised this issue during the meeting of the Resources and Energy Agency Renewable Energy Utilization Working Group held in Jakarta in December 2022, and the talk with the MO Directorate General of Renewable Energy and Energy Conservation. The issue was also presented during the Japan-Indonesia Energy Forum government-to-government dialogue held in Tokyo in March 2023. MEMR responded that it will start the examination to determine countermeasures for the issue. System for renewable energy. Before organizing the systems for renewable energy business implementation in Indonesia, the process that the IPP goes through when developing a power generation business is shown below. これまず準備というところと、建設というと、オペレーション、O&M みたいなところですね。 いうところで実際にこのループトゥルって供給計画のアプローバルがもらって、ローカルディタミネーション。で、ローカルのところで決定があって、ダイレクトセレクション、ダイレクトアサイメントでアサイメントをされて、IPPA がこの PPA のアサイメント、セレクションをしていくと。で、プロキュアメント、コンストラクションで実際建設が始まっていって、ファイナンスっていう話が出てくると。The development process and necessary licenses are the same regardless of the power source type. First, the business must be incorporated in Lupto, while the environmental impact assessment is completed and business site is decided. Next, the IPP takes part in the tender and once selected, obtains IUPTLU and concludes PPA with PNN. Then the IPP obtains the construction rights and starts the construction. The acquisition of construction rights is later explained in 5.3 process for determining the project site, acquisition of right of building. One notable point regarding the Indonesian systems for renewable energy is the FEED and tender system. In Indonesia, PR 112 was enacted in 2022 to promote renewable energy introduction and define the purchase price and tender system for renewable energy-based power generation. The purchase price and tender method are set by type of renewable energy sources. The purchase price is explained in 3.2 feet above and the tender system later in Chapter 4 tender system. Systems for solar power generation, the development process and licenses which are required in the power generation business by IPPs as discussed earlier in this chapter, are applicable to the solar power generation business. Other necessary licenses are not confirmed at this time. Systems for biomass power generation. The development processes and licenses which are required in the power generation business by IPPs as discussed earlier in this chapter are applicable to the biomass power generation business. The point of note is that when concluding PPA, it is necessary to prove that there is enough biomass material supply to continue operation for the duration of the PPA by showing the material supply contract between the IPP and biomass material supplier, as explained later in 721, Indonesian national law and regulation relating to biomass fuel system for hybrid power generation. PR 112 defines the power purchase price and tender method by power generation type. Since the power generation permit is issued by and the PPA concluded for each of the power generation types, it will be necessary to discuss and make proposition regarding our future task, the creation of systems of hybrid power generation. That's all.